Hey guys, and welcome back. It's Grant Broggi from Strength Coach, and today I want to talk about how much time should you rest between sets. If you like the video, like and subscribe to the channel. We've done videos on rest before. We've talked about warm-ups. We've talked about being efficient in the gym. We've talked about not wasting time in the gym. Whoops, almost knocked over my little helmet there. And yet, it's still one of the most common comments I get on X. How much time between sets? How much time did you wait between doing this and doing that? So today, we're gonna dive into how much time you should wait between sets and how that's a variable that you can use in your training. Now, you know this channel, we generally speak to the novice, to the new lifter, to the person that is getting strong for the first time. Because when you run the novice linear progression from starting strength, it is very important that you do it correctly. And so a lot of people have a good handle on what to do as a novice. When you go into the gym and you begin warming up, you warm up kind of as quickly as you can. You're not in a rush, you're not running around frantically, but you're not waiting around during warm-up sets. A warm-up might look something like this. Empty bar for a set of 5. Walk out from underneath the bar, stretch out the shoulders a little bit, stretch out the hips a little bit, whatever you're into. Get back under the bar, do another set of 5. Throw a Strength Coach iron 25 on each side. Clamp them down with the Strength Coach lever clamps. Walk back under the bar, do another set of 5. Take the lever clamp off, put it behind the 25. You don't even have to put it on the ground, great feature. Pull the 25 off, put a 45 on, clamp that sucker down, do a set of 3. With the plate on and the lever clamp right on top, throw a 25 on top, take the lever clamp, move it to the other side. It's a great feature, underrated, and do a set of 2. And now, for the first time, the entire workout as you're warming up for 225, you can rest, maybe about 2 minutes. Because the number of reps went down as the weight in the bar went up, you're probably not super out of breath. At the same time, you don't want to go into your first work set of 225 fatigued. Now, for new lifters, I give them rules because new lifters need rules. They need guidelines. They need things to follow. So I say, hit that last warm up and then rest 2 minutes and then hit your first work set. Now, is that an absolute? Is it okay if it's a minute and a half? Is it okay if it's 2.5 minutes? Yeah, probably. See how you're feeling. If you're feeling good, go ahead, go into your first work set. Make sure you rest a little bit. But my point is 2 minutes is a great place to start. And then you do your first work set. You do a set of 5. Just play the Ripito thing.
5.
You come out from under the bar. It should be hard. It should be challenging because you're adding weight each time. You are now out of breath. Guess what the new lifter gets? Another rule, rest 3 minutes. Set a timer so you don't end up scrolling Instagram forever, and when 3 minutes goes off, go into your next set. Those little magnetic kitchen timers are great because you can use them in the gym, and then when you buy the Strength Coach cast iron pan coming out in December of this year, you can use it in the kitchen as you're cooking your ribeyes. Yes, we have a video on how to cook a steak. But you do your 3 sets of 5 at 3-minute intervals, and then you move on to the next lift. Same things apply when you warm up your press or your bench press or your deadlift. While the weight is light, you move quickly, you get through your warm-up sets. After you do your last warm-up, you rest 2 minutes and then you rest 3 minutes between sets. Now, some of you are more advanced. You're the 5x5 types. You're the guys that are crying out to Jesus on Monday during Texas method. I get it. I've been there. 3 minutes won't work forever, even for the novice linear progression person. While 3 minutes is sufficient at first, the stronger you get, the more challenging these sets will become. And yes, you are getting stronger, but you may have to rest more. So I tell people, don't track your heart rate. I mean, you can if you're one of those heart rate person nerds or whatever. But when you get to the point that you've sat down after your second set of squats and the 3-minute timer goes off and you are still, wait another minute. Now you're a 4-minute guy or gal. We care about the 3% too. So now you rest 4 minutes between that next set. And the next time you come into the gym and you go to squat 5 more pounds than you did last time, you rest 4 minutes between sets. Now, just because you require 4 minutes on the squat, you may not need to on the press yet, or you may not need to on the bench, or you might need longer on the press. So take all of these things into consideration. And this is why we like data. Because your time between sets is another variable. It is a rest rate. It is how long you allowed yourself to recover. So if you do your first set at 2 130 pounds, and then you take a business phone call and you wait 9 minutes between your second set may feel really good. You didn't even realize that you talked to your boss for that long. And you're like, man, I am the man. I am Superman. Grant said there's a rule, 3-minute timer. Put on my 3-minute timer, and you go to do set 3, and it is a grind. And you're like, Grant, I don't think I can go up next time. I think I'm done. I think I'm stalled out. This can happen when you don't take into account the rest between sets as a training variable. It absolutely 100% is. Now, so the rules for the new lifter running the NLP: you do your last warm up, you rest 2 minutes. Then you rest 3 minutes between each work set. When you find yourself exhausted, you switch that to 4 minutes. You run that for a few workouts, maybe for a few weeks. A few weeks later, when it's been 4 minutes and you're still gassed and out of breath, you're a 5-minute guy. And a few workouts later, when you get to 5 minutes and you're still out of breath, you're a 6-minute guy. And a few workouts later, when you're out of breath at 6 minutes, you're a 10-minute guy. And then you're a 50. No, I'm just kidding. At some point, you have to put the lid on the thing. You're going to be in the garage jamming out to Creed, and the Greatest Hits album is going to be over. I generally like to cap it at 6 minutes. Once you are resting 6 minutes between sets on really any kind of lift, I think it is time for you to have a program adjustment. Something else needs to change. This is where having a coach, this is where just having someone, I don't know, on our $29 Slack channel to ask a question to can make a minor adjustment to your program. Now, I see it there. I see you ex-followers there. I get it, Grant. You're always breaking it down for the newbie. But I saw that you did 5x5 ascending sets on the back squat to save time because you're a new dad with a new baby. And then you did back off sets. How much do you rest between those? I don't know. To be honest with you, as a new dad, sometimes I just want my workout to be do one heavy rep and then literally go to bed and take a nap. I joke, but if you have gotten strong, relative terms, some people think I'm strong, I think other people are strong, but if you've gotten your squat up to something, body weight and a half for a set of 5 or double body weight for a set of 5, and you are strong, you probably don't need to worry and stress about the rest periods quite as much. In my case, I want to be in and out of the gym as quickly as possible. Right now, I'm doing 1 lift a day. We're going to make a video on it and how I do it and keep my workouts to 30 to 35 minutes. If you have a relatively heavy squat and you're able to squat 365 for a set of 5, you've been training. Most people don't just wake up and they're able to do that. So you know what you feel like when it's hard. So on my 5x5 example, a lot of times I'll do my warm-ups 4 sets of 5. That's right, all the way through. So the first 2 or 3 sets kind of act as a warm-up, but at the same time, I'm accumulating some fatigue because I'm doing 225 for 5. 315 for 5. And so I might rest a little bit longer. Right now, I'm also not doing a bunch of conditioning, so I'm okay if I'm still a little bit out of breath when I go to do the next work set. Remember, rest between sets is a variable. So for me, I'm like, hey, I'm just here to survive right now. I'm a new dad. I'm doing the best I can. I'm just happy to be here. So I'm kind of using my strength training also as a little bit of a conditioning effect. So I might do 225 for 5. My heart rate is elevated. I'm slightly out of breath and go ahead and do my next set at 315 for 5. And now I'll know, hey, I probably need, 3-4 minutes before I do 365 for 5. But if it's not a limit set of 5 and it's something I confidently know that I can get, I don't need to set a timer and wait 5-6 minutes. I can still get under the bar slightly out of breath. Now, if you do that, when you come out of that set of 5, in my case 365, after going in on minimal rest and entering the set, with a high heart rate, then I'm probably going to be really exhausted now. And not to get too much into the next video on how to keep your workout short, but now I may keep the rest short, 2-3 minutes, but do a back off set. So even though I am still gassed, the weight on the bar went down. So if you're new to lifting, follow the rules. 2 minutes after your last warm up, before your first work set, start with 3-minute chunks between each work set, bring that all the way up to 6 minutes, over time, set to set, session to session. And then when you find yourself resting 6 minutes between sets of 5 on the squat, just join the Slack channel and get some help so you're not screwing yourself up and tweaking your back because you didn't rest long enough and what you really needed was a program change. That's my thoughts on rest between sets and how much you should rest. Hope this video helps. If it does, like and subscribe to the channel. We're over 30,000 subscribers. We appreciate you all. We'll see you next time.